Time now for the evening rush. Albuquerque police are still investigating an alleged DWI crash that killed 2 Uber passengers on Friday. Family members of Robbie Gallego say he and his longtime girlfriend are the ones who died in the crash. No word on the identity of the driver that hit them. He is in the hospital awaiting a blood draw and possible charges. They have set up a GoFundMe, and we have a link on alwaysonkRQE.com.
We're in the clear for the rest of tonight. If anything, might actually see a snow shower in Durango between some more spot showers in the afternoon on Tuesday. Otherwise, central New Mexico, we are in the clear for tomorrow. Once we get to Wednesday, the chance for thunderstorms returns yet again for eastern New Mexico.
Today, veterans and their families, along with members of the public, showed up for the grand opening of the Gallup State Veterans Cemetery. Now, the second in the state, it was opened by the Department of Veterans Services as part of an initiative to build veterans cemeteries in rural parts of the state. The cemetery is located across from the McKinley County Juvenile Detention Center. This Memorial Day, people across the nation are remembering those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Today in Albuquerque, people gathered at the New Mexico Veterans Memorial. One of the last surviving code talkers was in attendance and recognized the late Senator John Pinto. He died last week at the age of 94. In Rio Rancho, military booths with photos of fallen soldiers line a sidewalk on this Memorial Day. Officials say those photos are to put a face to the meaning of the day. The ceremony also featured a laying of the wreath ceremony. At our nation's capital, Vice President Mike Pence presided over today's ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. That included a wreath laying at the Tomb of the Unknown. Today, President Trump gave a Memorial Day address to American service members as part of his state visit to Japan. Uber is offering some free rides for Memorial Day. The ride-sharing company is partnering with Bernalillo County to give up $10 off 2 trips. It's happening now through midnight. Use the code ABQ Memorial 19 in the Uber app for the discount. There is another deal for free rides starting tomorrow. Find details on alwaysonkRQE.com. New at 6, a group is waiting on New Mexico Secretary of State Maggie Tulu Oliver to respond to 5 petitions. One of those petitions targets New Mexico's minimum wage bill signed into law this year. It would raise the minimum wage to $12 per hour by 2023. The New Mexico Patriots who filed the petition say this will cause small businesses to close their doors. People in eastern New Mexico are picking up the pieces after severe weather. The National Weather Service says at least 2 homes were damaged, and a woman says she saw 2 tornadoes. Officials say hail got up to golf softball size. Strong winds also took out a mobile home closer to Portales. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. The president is setting aside federal funds to help people in Oklahoma as they clean up after a deadly tornado, but it could be difficult this afternoon. There's a chance for even more severe weather in the forecast. 2 people there died and about 30 others were injured. El Reno's mayor says the EF3 tornado destroyed a Super 8 motel and ripped through a mobile home park.
2 thumbs up for the weather tomorrow. Get the Metro Threat Index at a 0. It's going to be just about perfect. Lower 70s, a slight breeze in the afternoon, nothing like we saw today. So the wind's dying down through the rest of the week. Things getting a bit more interesting as far as thunderstorms once we get to Wednesday for the eastern portions of the state.
What could be the fastest Wi-Fi in the country is soon coming to CNM. CNM alum and founder of the company OptiPulse, John Joseph, created the device that is sitting on the roof of CNM's building. It would be 100 times faster than a typical 4G cell phone connection. Joseph says it could connect the campus and rural New Mexico to ultra-fast internet. You can be a part of the state's living history. An organization started Humans of New Mexico. It's similar to the hit project Humans of New York, giving New Yorkers a platform to share anything they want. The New Mexico project lets people share everything from tensions on tribal land to childhood stories and even artwork. Find details on alwaysonkRQE.com. The city of Santa Fe is hoping a new app will help them better care for trees. The app is called Tree Plotter. Officials say it will help them record information about the tree, like location, age, and condition. This to maintain tree health and encourage new tree growth. The head of the United States Census Bureau will be in New Mexico tomorrow for meetings with state leaders. Senators Tom Udall and Martin Heinrich invited Stephen Dillingham to the state. The meetings will be focused on the importance of ensuring an accurate count for the upcoming 2020 census. The count impacts federal resources. New this hour, Eddy County Sheriff's SWAT team will soon get some new equipment to keep them safe. According to the Carlsbad Current Argus, Eddy County's Board of Commissioners approved $15,000 in donations for new equipment. They say that will go toward buying things like a tactical ballistic rifle shield. New at 6 tomorrow, a Navajo Nation Tribal Legislative Committee could vote to bring a 150-year-old document back to the Navajo Nation. The unique document signed by Navajo leaders and the U.S. government allowed the Navajo people to return to their homeland in 1868 after being imprisoned in eastern New Mexico. A copy was donated to the tribe's museum. You still have a chance to go one of 4 slow roll events this summer. The new campaign in Albuquerque hopes to connect local communities through bicycling. Slow Roll 505 is bringing people together through free guided bike rides across the city. Riders travel at a slow pace to ensure safety and inclusion. Find details at alwaysonkRQE.com.